Also in Washington, CBS News political director and Face the Nation moderator, John Dickerson. Good morning.
Good morning, Nora.
All right, they billed this speech as the big one where he would make it all clear. Did he clear up his policy?
Well, on this specific question that was in doubt about what to do with the 11 million undocumented people in America, it was still a little bit confusing. During the primaries, he said they would be out of America so fast it would make your head spin. What he didn't say that. He talked about a deportation force, but just for those who had committed crimes beyond simply being in America illegally. But basically, if you look at what he said, he's basically calling for self-deportation of all those 11 million to get out of the country and then get in line behind those already waiting. And then he was kind of fuzzy about what would happen if people did not self-deport. But if they didn't self-deport and they stayed, that's essentially amnesty. He said there would be no amnesty. So if you add up what he said, presumably that would mean some kind of force that would deport people who are here as undocumented.
John, seeing as Major Garrett earlier this morning described the other Donald Trump perhaps in Mexico, perhaps a softer side, a more diplomatic side, did last night's speech strike you as somehow a course correction for the base?
Well, it's yes. I mean, he's trying to ride two horses. He's trying, on the one hand, to be the Donald Trump of the primaries, who is giving the base what they want in that rally in Arizona, and then by going to Mexico and being much more subdued, trying to show those particularly Republican voters who think he's too volatile and too risky that he can inhabit the presidency. Hillary Clinton has said he will go overseas and embarrass America. There's nothing he did, particularly in his visit to Mexico, that was embarrassing. The problem is, for voters, there's a long record of things that Donald Trump has said, and so one press conference has to weigh against all of the footage that Donald Trump has created over his many years that makes those Republicans nervous.
John, speaking of Clinton, she came out pretty strong against Trump's speech and his visit to Mexico. What's her strategy behind this?
The strategy is don't let Donald Trump pivot. Don't let anything that might look presidential suggest that that is the essential Trump, or that if there are two Trumps, it's a part of a multifaceted character. Her argument is there is one Trump. It is the Trump that has said a number of things that people have found offensive, that particularly those Republican suburban voters, those college-educated voters that Republicans usually get, find risky and volatile about him, and she wants to remind them of that. And the way they've been doing it for weeks and are doing it again, even in the ad in Arizona, is just replaying Donald Trump's words.
John Dickerson, always good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.